Alright guys, so far this is what I've gotten done. I kinda upgraded that wall up there. You guys will see why here in a couple minutes. I've done really nothing to the outside. This is still here. I should probably take that in.
Disrepair.
One of my favorite areas actually has to be almost immediately as you come in. Because I showed you guys a little bit of this before, but not after. This is gonna be like the area where people know it's there, but don't really want to know it's there. For this one reason. It's mainly just like a
different world it'd be if folks just listened
a gang
to the
area,
wisdom of the past.
I suppose. Anyway, this is sort of like the gang area, if you will. It's really not huge. It's not as big as I would have liked it to be, but I fit everything I could in this small ass area, and I really think it works. And I really, really like it. We got like a little kind of. It was actually really it was actually a lot of fun to set this area up. Mostly because just look at this. It's kind of just thrown all over the place, blown out of proportion. There's a lot of shit in here. A lot of ingredients, a lot of. Wait, what? Lot of weird shit. Like your chemistry station, where there would be brewing up your jet, your psycho, or your medics, or your buff out, even making some booze. Your nice little cooking stove here. Of course, you have to have the drug sign. You got your nice little window. Someone come up here, order something. Sheffield over there staring at a wall, probably buzzed out of his goddamn mind. This nice little, what is this? Like a nice little wall with a bunch of shit all over it. Kind of like the graffiti wall, I guess. Over here you got like your ingredients, you know. You got shit you can sell to people to sample. There's not a lot on these shelves. I didn't have enough, but just I thought, you know, throwing it all over the place on these shelves would make it look a little better. And I think it does. I got a nice little surgery tree up there if you haven't noticed that. Over here's kind of like where they would be cooking, you know. You got your hot plate, your sensor, your oven with a bunch of burn marks all over it. Your nice microscope, TV dinner tray where looks like they've been cooking shit on it. Nice biometric scanner. Come out through here. Really just got this kind of like the people who built this place didn't really want anyone seeing inside. So they kind of just went ahead and blocked it off from everybody else. This isn't really anything quite yet, but eventually I'm thinking this is going to be like a headquarters for the patrol that's out on this wall all the damn time.
The farm's not much.
I even upgraded these walls, as you guys saw on the outside. But this was probably the funnest thing to do right here, because I didn't really want you to be able to look down and see what people were doing down there, and you can't really do it because of all the shit that's in the way unless you like parkour your way out here and spy on them. But this is really the funnest thing to do because this wall would not fit here if I put it like these ones are with the stilts coming out, so I put it that way, and I realized it kind of floated over the wall. So I did a little tinkering with it, made sure that this one was on this little ledge here, and then I put these other two. I just barely fit them on here, see? I mean, this one's floating, but ignore that. It looks good enough. And I just kind of put it on this scaffolding, just like kind of supported by the building, you know. Just so that you couldn't be a guard up there, look down and see, oh, they're trading drugs and selling drugs. So, or I mean, excuse me, what's it called? Hold on. They're trading buff out or jet or medics towards to the civilians or even the soldiers, and that's something we don't really want. We got like a little extra storage in here just in case, you know. But to be honest, I fucking love how this all turned out.
Hey.
From this being the doctor's office to this being the doctor's office now, it kind of really works out because like you got this back alleyway, and this back alley was just the perfect idea. I threw all this shit in here. I got a couple basketball backboards, I guess. Like, I got one up here and
Thank you.
basketball thing up here.
I can finally think straight.
The weapon rack was kind of like, I actually wanted to use a weapon rack as a weapon rack, but when I found out that I could glitch it into this spot, I was like, you know what? No, I'm actually gonna use it like as if though they boarded up this little area, so that no one could see them cooking unless you like walked over here and looked straight in. Over here we just have like some extra storage the military or the Minutemen threw back here and kind of forgot about after the fucking, come on, I'd like to get through here. After the damn, this gang, as I've been calling them, moved in, which they're not really necessarily a gang. They're just people who couldn't make it out there, make it on their own out there in the Commonwealth, so they kind of came to the castle, and we let them in, and they sort of just took over this entire area, and we let them. And now they're calling themselves the Anarchy, and that's their flag. Basically, I'm trying to come up with a story for these dudes, and I want to use this flag right here. Sort of how Ranger Dave, or Evil Viking 13, as he was previously known as, kind of has his Pleasure Island, which I get it, sounds a little weird. I kind of want to have my own factions, you know, kind of like create my own story as I go. And no, this isn't a perfect government. This isn't a strong government. The Minutemen, they're just rebuilding. As you can probably see by all the ramshackle buildings and the nice little back alleyway, as I've been calling it lately, or the castle alleyway. I honestly don't really know what to call it. Being honest, it's just something I've really enjoyed building, and I had so many ideas for it. I couldn't fit all of them into the same area. I wanted to build like a house, like houses being built on top of the walls, but that just didn't quite work out and didn't really feel like a back alleyway. It just kind of felt like two towns being merged. So I really just, I went with this feel, and it worked. Because you got this like, this entire alleyway with just one building being their main, well, they're just their main area. And then you just have like this little hangout point, and it works. Then you just like this, then you just have this back exit, then your front exit. It really just pulled itself together, and it was a really fun project to work on, and I've never done anything quite like this before. And the entire idea came from when I went to visit Boston, they actually had these little back alleys, right? And I didn't really know what I was getting myself into when I built this trading area, or marketplace. And this building right here was just way too close to this wall, so it was fucking up pathfinding. And I built, as you guys saw earlier in this episode, I built this little wood walking thing. This is also inspired from Ranger Dave, because of his settlements. He has wood planks all over the place, and it just really pulls a settlement together, and I loved it. And that was kind of the inspiration for this, and I honestly had no idea it would work out so perfectly. And that's why I continued this project. I would have given up on it if these planks didn't work as well as they did. And they actually, this project, as I kept building onto it and added these smaller pieces just to give it more of a look, it really pulled itself together. I know I keep saying this, but it was really fun for me. Something I've never attempted worked out perfectly. And that's what really tied me to this little location. It's just this little tiny area that is so disconnected from everywhere else. Because you have everywhere else where all these people are working together to build this one huge city, and you just have this one tiny little area that just is in tiny anarchy. And it works. For such a tiny area. It's things like this tiny ass area right here that can change an entire city if you have built one in this area. Anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. I'm sorry for getting so deep into it. And this is originally going to be me building this entire thing, but then I just kind of said no and threw a bunch of shit together and just kind of just showed you what to expect and what's going to come. And yes, a lot of this shit's definitely going to change. Will you shut the fuck up? Like, just expect most of all of this to at least be moved around, even the slightest of bits. And yeah. Thank you guys for watching this video, and see all of you guys in the next one.